yeah, the WRX is officially ready.
So, I know I mentioned earlier that or at least I think I did, that the underglow fuse blew. Well, the fuse blew, but I gotta get through all this crap over here real quick. The fuse blew because, well, this little guy got absolutely torn asunder. So, first things first is I'm really glad to hear that I didn't lose out on my underglow just because some fuse went pop, because that would have been extremely disappointing. Obviously, all of yesterday evening, it just kept raining and raining and raining, so unfortunately, you know, we did have to call the event, so the modified all-wheel drive cars didn't get to run, which is me. But because we were in such a hurry, I didn't even change my tires. So I usually change my tires immediately after an event, because the snow tires that I run, I have one that doesn't match, because when you're racing off-road, it doesn't really matter nearly as much versus when you're on pavement. I only have to drive like 30 miles home, so it's no worse than driving home on your donut. So that being said, I decided for the first time in like 2 years, I actually didn't change my tires over, which means I didn't really look at the car. The car drove fine, looked fine, all the other good stuff. But now, if I can, hold on, I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. It's going to be a little shaky for a second. But, look, you can actually see, I get under here. You can see how kind of over there, you know, it's hanging. Underglow wires hanging everywhere, which you can't see as well because it doesn't have light. I'm going to give you more light. You can kind of see, like I said, all the way back there. Pretty much all the underglow was completely ripped out from under the car, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. However, I was hoping it wouldn't happen within the first run, because unfortunately it means we didn't get any cool photos with it on there. However, the last minute addition to the car, these little, let me go ahead and bring it into focus. These little guys, they're little solar powered LED guys that when you drive around, they light up like, let me see if I can get it to engage. Yeah, so you can see it flashes in a little pattern. And these guys worked like champs. They're still working and everything, so I did still have a little bit of color. But everything else was all the light bars and everything. So, in the meantime, I've got a lot to do. We weren't able to clean up the courses yesterday, so I gotta get wheels and tires switched over. And once wheels and tires are switched over, I get to drive down there, pick up all the cones, put them in the trailer, drive back, get the region van, then use the region van to go move the trailer back to where it needs to go. You ask, well, why don't you just pick up cones in the region van? It's one less trip. Because the region van is two-wheel drive, and two-wheel drive was getting stuck all day. That's how mucky it was out there. So, WRX is going to do all the dirty stuff for today, and then we'll get other stuff taken care of. But I'll have more for you guys after I get all that taken care of. Alright guys, time for some post-mortem time for the the night Rallycross event. It's been a week since it happened, but I've been so busy with work and life stuff, I haven't had a chance to actually even touch the WRX, so, which is always not that great, because I've been driving it around and everything too, but basically some quick things that I found before the last place that I went to. As you guys know, the underglow did not survive, and it was kind of even more spectacular than I thought. Here's the pile. You had some underglow that just completely de-sleeved, like there's no wire coming out of it anymore. And if I actually go to the car itself, which I left it outside because we had some heavy storms and everything, so it, you know, kind of cleaned the car. The car still looks like, you know, this, so it's still absolutely filthy. But the rain helped a little bit. It took some of the heavier chunks out and stuff. So you can kind of see, I'm not sure how well you can see it with this, but you can see how underneath there, and actually, you know, you can see this wire is completely hanging loose right here. So I need to go ahead and finish pulling all of the old underglow stuff out. But like I said, it got properly torn apart, as I thought it would. Still wish it had lasted a little bit longer, but that's about it. The good news is, though, is that everything else survived for the most part. You know, even though my fog lighting is wired up in the fender well and covered in mud, no fuses popped, everything's working great. The fog lights are still happy. I did nail a buried road really hard, and I bent my little skid plate just a little bit. So I bent that mostly back into place. I still need to do a few more tweaks and stuff in order to get it perfectly straight. But once I do that, I can realign the lights, and it'll be, it'll be back to life as normal, and I'll be able to actually put all my stuff back up in my rack because we're off season, so I don't have to take it off and put it back up, and take it off and put it back up for a while. And then good news is also my little solar powered light things, they all survived. Despite the fact that the wheels look like this. Which, these are actually better off because I drove home in the rain, which cleaned it off. Oh, God. But these are actually heavy. Like, they gained weight in mud. And this is all just mud material. Don't want to get my hands that dirty yet because I don't have any gloves on. But yeah, so basically today I'm just going to be hosing off the inside of these wheels so I can store them for the winter. Because even though, yes, they're snow tires, but they're mismatched, which is why I only use them for Rallycross. So basically, the plan is to go ahead and just get these guys washed up so I can store them, take the WRX apart, well, not apart, but, take off all the broken stuff. I'll probably sometime later this week, I'll be jacking it up to spray the underside. But for now, I'm just going to check and make sure that everything is working.